What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and we finally have our event calendar going on. You'll see I'm just farming some random dungeons in the background. We're going to be swapping over, though, to this right here, where you're going to see the Fusion event calendar. It's a little bit small. Sorry about that. This is just the one I was able to find to have access to for the Morrigaine Fusion. And I basically said that if we were going to do these videos for fusions, I wanted to cover them as soon as I could. I just got access to this screenshot a little bit earlier today because I was busy with some stuff with real life. So here we are making a video so you guys can be prepared for the fusion. So here we go. We've got Morrigaine, which realistically, you don't have to get her. She's a very good champion. She's going to be helpful in some game modes. I think she'll be good for things such as Dark Fae, Arena Offense, and maybe some other game modes as well. Potentially good for things like Faction War, but she's not a game-changing character. Misaliak Priest Ornn, which is actually the epic for this fusion from the new Sylvan Watchers faction, I think is a pretty decent epic, even after the nerf going from 5% to 1% on the heals, and also of course the reduction in the chance to land the poisons. It hurts. It makes things a little bit slower. It makes the gear requirements a little bit higher, and you do now have to run him in regen gear instead of being able to run him in like Savage or Relentless or something that's going to make it a little bit faster, which does suck a little bit. But if you are newer to the game or in the mid game, or maybe you missed Ultimate Death Knight, various other things, Misaliak Priest Ornn is still going to be a viable epic for you to get and build in that early game to be able to have some success in solo farming, being able to get both champion training and things such as Dragon, Ice Golem, etc. done during some of these events. So let's get down to the actual events that are going on. So we currently have Fire Knight, Artifact Enhancement, and Champion Training events available in the game. That's going on. So basically you have a Fire Knight tournament that will be overtaking with the Dungeon Divers tournament. So my personal recommendation and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing all of my champion training before the Dungeon Divers start. And the reason is because we have both Fire Knight tournament and Spider tournament that line up with that Dungeon Divers. So it should be pretty easy for us to be able to get the Dungeon Divers done during those two tournaments. And of course, during the Spider tournament, we don't have much else that's happening other than the champion training event. So I'm going to be doing all of my champion training. In fact, if we actually hop over to my account, you'll see that I've actually already started doing some of the champion training on this account here. We've already gotten our first rare and moving our way up to the second rare. And I might even go all the way. I have quite a few champions I want to build. We'll see what my resources look like, but you'll notice that we haven't actually touched Fire Knight at all because we're gonna be getting this a little bit later, and so there's really no reason for us to sit down and do it now because we're gonna finish the champion training event first, and then we'll have access to that Dungeon Diver shortly, which is gonna kind of make some changes for what we're going to focus on. So we're going to sit down, we're going to do champion training as much as you want to, whether you're going for the first rare, the second rare, both rares, whatever it is that you're doing. I highly recommend doing champion training first, and then do the Fire Knight tournament once the Dungeon Divers starts. That's my personal recommendation. Of course, if you do have, for some reason, the ability to farm Fire Knight while champion training, which if you do, teach me because that's insane. But, definitely sit down and do champion training first, and then, from there on, go ahead and make some changes on what you want to do depending on where you are in your tournaments once these things drop. We have Artifact Enhancement, of course, going on. Remember, you only get points at 4, 8, 12, and 16, so it doesn't make sense to take something to 11 or 15, just go all the way 4, 8, 12, 16, go from there, get that in the bag. Then we have Champion Chase Tournament. Now, the Champion Chase Tournament, we don't know the points that are allotted, but it is going to be taking place during the 2 times Sacred and the 10 times, I can't remember how to say his name, the new Sylvan Watcher, or sorry, the new, not Sylvan Watcher, where is he? Shadowkin, there we go. Mishinaki, this guy right here, which is supposedly a very, very good champion for places like Clan Boss and other things. He's got this AoE Hex and an AoE, decreased defense and decreased attack as well, which is very good and has the ability to join up. So very powerful champion. So if you want some help in your Shadowkin faction wars, or you just want to pull your sacreds because it's 2 times, etc., good time to do it. You're going to get those champ chase points as well. Do remember that you can use saved up fragments. So for example, Mighty Uko, Drexthar, Yannica, and Jamarsa, I can pull all 4 of those along with my Tanix Hate Flower that's currently in my inbox down here, in order to get champ chase points. You can also do the fusions. So if you happen to get, these 4, beforehand, which you might be able to, I'm not sure, you can actually fuse this up and get this rare here, and that will count towards it. Or you could do the Relic Keeper or the Broadmaw fusion as well and get a ton of points that way. So do keep that in mind. Champ Chase, it just matters of getting the champions. You can purchase them from here. You can get them from doing your champion training, etc. So don't have to pull shards if you don't want to, but it is a 2-time sacred, so it's a very good time to pull those sacred shards if you have them. Then we move in and we have Classic Arena Takedown. This one's real basic. Log in, do your PvP battles several times throughout the day. You'll get it. It's not a difficult event. Real easy. Then we have Start of Dungeon Divers, like I've already talked about, and Spider Tournament. We're going to be doing our Fire Knight Tournament during that time frame, and then our Spider Tournament paired with that as well. So should be pretty easy to be able to get that one done. Then we have a little bit of a break, I guess you could say here, because Spider, we're just kind of doing the background. You'll probably finish the Spider tournament before, it's done. So you might have a little bit of downtime here to regenerate some resources and things like that. Or you can continue to do things like champion training and some more Spider to try and maybe get leaderboard rewards, etc. Then we go into our Artifact Enhancement Event 2. Hopefully, because we farmed some Fire Knight and some Spider, you either have some leftover silver, or you've built up enough silver in order to do this Artifact Enhancement Event 2 without too many issues. Then we are going to move into the Dragon Tournament and another champion training. This one is the tournament, not the event, that's going to be going on. And these two both coincide with Dungeon Divers. That starts a little bit later. So if you want, you can start one of these. Again, I'll do the same thing. I'll do some champion training while I wait for the Dungeon Divers to start, and then move into Dragon and finish Dungeon Divers through the Ice Golem tournament down here at the end. I think that that's a very smart way to do it because, yes, you do get points from champion training, but it's a lot less, so it makes sense to do your champion training now so you don't run out of time, and then do your Dragon Tournament once that Dungeon Divers does start. Then we have our Summon Rush and our Classic Arena Takedown 2. Classic Arena Takedown, same as the first one. Log in, do your battles, easy wins. Easy points, easy rares, okay? Then we have the Summon Rush, which, again, this is typically where you'd want to use your Sacreds, but we are assuming here that you're probably using your Sacreds during that 2-time Sacred. So it might be smart to keep a couple around, because one thing that they've changed with this fusion is you don't actually have access to an epic from one of the summon events. Typically, you have access to getting an epic from one of the summon events as a higher tier reward, so you can skip some of the rares, but that is not the case so you are going to have to do Summon Rush. This right here is one of the reasons why I may actually end up skipping Morrigaine and just going for several copies of the Priest, because the Priest I think is going to be very good, and these Pathfinder Kates are actually going to be probably pretty good for faction wars once this faction war comes out. So I'm not sure. We're going to see where we're at. We're going to see what the things are, but we may end up having an issue because typically Summon Rush and Champion Chase, it's hard to do both. So if this Summon Rush was here and I was able to pull my Sacreds on Summon Rush during that 2-time Sacred event, I'd be more inclined to for sure go for the fusion, because I have 9 Sacreds that are sitting here ready to go, but I am probably going to use most of them during this 2-times event because it's the best time to pull Sacreds, and realistically Morrigaine is a good champion, but I don't know if she's really that worth it for me. So we'll have to see. We'll make those decisions as we go. We'll definitely be doing fusion updates over these next couple weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. And then we go into Artifact Enhancement 3, and of course, again, we hope we have a little bit of silver left, and we hope we've gained enough from both the Ice Golem and the Dragon tournaments to be able to do that. So basically my account's sitting in a pretty good spot. I have 9 Sacreds, 2 Voids, and 4 Ancients. I did pull a few Voids to try and get Siphi the other day. I was a little bit bit baited, but I did pull a few of those, but that's okay. We do have the 9 sacred, so we should be good. Like I said, I've got these 4 champions here plus Tanix Hate Flower in my inbox, so that's several thousand points for champion chase, so we should be in a good spot there. And then hopefully we'll maybe pull we'll maybe pull this Bloodhorn from our 2 voids that we pull, if we decide to pull those, and be able to do a Broadmaw fusion potentially, which I am actually wanting to do, because pulling another Broadmaw would actually finish my epic Faction Guardians, which would be very, very nice, being able to get that done, get that 6 extra speed, help my Broadmaw that I use in Faction Wars a little bit faster, which would be very nice. So it would be nice to just go ahead and have that. Would be super helpful. But we're in a good spot. We've got 25 million silver. We actually probably have some stuff we can sell as well from farming Spider for CVC that just happened. And we're in a good spot overall. We have some energy saved up, not a ton. Most of it is just from the recent promo code, which, by the way, if you don't have that promo code I put it in already, but it is look behind you. It's a pretty easy promo code. I'll put it in the description below so you have access to it. It does give some nice rewards, especially for right before CVC. It's some auto battles and XP boost and a couple energy refills. So kind of nice, pretty nice little start there to give you a little bit of resources. And then I've got these 2,500 gems. And as I've said in several videos, I do have my gems coming in through this. So we do have a pretty nice setup of rewards already ready to go. So the artifact enhancements, the dungeons should be pretty good, because I do have 20 dungeons in all of the areas. I do have a Ice Golem 20 team. We've got a Spider 20 team, 25 team even. Dragon 20 down pretty easily, about a minute. And then we also have a Fire Knight team, which we will start here shortly to hopefully get some nice gear there. So we're in a pretty good spot. One thing I am slightly worried about, which is another reason why I may actually end up skipping going the full Morrigaine, is my potions are not in a great spot right now. I'm missing quite a bit. I don't know the exact number that you need, but I do know that it's a lot, and I don't currently have all of them available. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to end up going for just a couple of these Pathfinder Kates up, and then go for a couple of the priests, and then we'll see where we're at. And if I have the resources, we may go for Morrigaine, but if we don't have the resources, we might not. We'll kind of see how that goes. I did not realize that this was one of these older style fusions where you actually have to fuse the champion, and because of that, I kind of kicked myself in the butt. So definitely try to pay attention to those in the future. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys are prepared for the fusion. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are excited about the fusion, or if you're excited about even maybe the rare or the epic in the fusion, or if you're just skipping it all together because you're newer, you don't have the resources, etc. But stay tuned for more videos on the fusion, little updates as we go throughout the week. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Peace.